What is up, everybody? Welcome back to TRCBY Show. Today we are taking a look at some of the new content. It's the Yuppers, whatever, Labyrinth, and let's go ahead and see what we could do, or what we could at least try to do. Yuppers, Yuppers Labyrinth, or Yupir's Labyrinth, however you want to enunciate it. So I was gonna try the sky path, and then I'll try the abyssal path later, but I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So sky path 5, let's read some of the notes. It seems like it's fire, frost, machine, darkness, wind, easy but long to auto was 1, and everything else is pretty much echoing that as well too. So it is the order in which it could be damaged, and I believe this is Mahar's like spirit, and it is like hair-pullingly annoying as shit. So here is my adventure. Like, I like to read through these walk through boards just to see what I'm getting myself into, and of course I would absolutely have to change my team setup. I can't just go in with whatever team that I feel like, because that's just not how Yupper's Labyrinth works. So this particular character, or at least this battle, as it stated, I need one of every element essentially. So I need my ice, or my blizzard, my machine, my nature, my fire, and my dark. So that sucks, because it kind of limits you into what type of units and formation that you could do. And for me, like, a dark would be, I guess, at least from the units that I have, would be Ulun, would be my machine, my dark, since I do not have any other dark units aside from my, what is it, Ramji. That is Fate Core, and I do know that these level 5 could be challenging at times, and so you want to bring your strongest of each element in here. And with that being said, so let's go ahead and give this a go, and I'll show you guys what I mean by some of these battles are just like annoying as shit. So I don't know what the developers were thinking when they made it this challenging, or this difficult, in a sense where it just takes so long just to either try and fail or try and succeed. Either way, it takes a shitload of time just to learn it, see what works and see what doesn't work, and if you fail, you are like fucked essentially. Let's just say you are 200 turns in deep and you're about to switch to another element, but that element unit gets killed. That means you just invested like 30 plus minutes, if not more, into failing, and you have to retry it again, and it is annoying as hell. So I'll just play a singular clip of me trying, because I tried a lot and then I failed, and it's super annoying. So yeah, so this is what I wanted to like show you guys, where it is immune to all other elemental type until it literally like breaks down into like 1/5 of its health bar. So each fifth of its health bar represents another elemental or elemental weakness that it's that'll go against. So at first I'm like, alright, let me try it on auto and see how long it takes, if it'll take a long time, and so forth and so forth, because another comment person wrote down the comment that yeah, you could do it, maybe go watch a movie, have some dinner, go out and play, I don't know, do whatever it is, and then come back maybe like 3 hours later to see if you won or lost. So I that's insane. So I think just going back to one of my other videos is, you want to try to maximize your time, especially with those daily challenges. If it's taking you an hour to do those daily challenges on special mode, that may be too long. You may not have enough time to invest in Yupir's whatever Labyrinth when you want to. It may just be longer than expected. So this Mahar Spirit guy he hits very hard, and then like single target damage, and then he'll also do an AoE as well too. And I don't know who else to bring in terms of my Blizzard, or my Ice, cause FC Anna does your heals, and it's also the first thing that I think does damage, no, or fire or something like that. But it's tough, like, at least for me. I don't know who else I should bring in to replace FC Anna, if I could replace her at all. No, I take that back. So she's second, and that's super annoying. So fire is the first one. So FC Anna is pretty good. I'm able to break him down 1/5 relatively quick. Again, this is relatively quick. To me, it's relatively quick. But maybe to you, it is slow as shit. But it's relatively quick for me. And it's such a pain in the ass because I had to take it off of auto. Just because, like, I'm just clicking normal attacks, normal attacks, normal attacks. And it's, of course, immune until it cycles back into that one particular unit where it could either do a normal damage or a burst damage. So for her, I need to wait until she gets at least her burst or full mana, so that way we could burst. But that's just how super annoying they decided to make these level 5 is. You have to use all characters of different elemental type, and essentially like 4 out of your units are useless 1/5 of the time, or 4/5 of the time. And with her, because she sometimes gets she hits hard with her burst, and sometimes she gets a crit, which is nice. So fire type tends to go pretty quickly, but once you break out of fire, it's Blizzard's turn. So it's kind of like FC Anna's turn. She hits like a wet noodle. Even her special move, like that, what is it? I forget the name of it, but it doesn't hit as hard. It's like, what the hell? And all you do is, like, you're gonna switch back and forth from heals, which you lose a turn, like essentially a cycle healing, and then you get hit, and then you don't have enough mana to really attack. So you just kind of auto attack or normal attack, and it's still, I don't know, it takes forever. And if you don't heal, or if you're just being really like pushing it like I did, because you want to get the attack as much and as often as you can, then he does like an AoE move and one of your guys die. If one of your guys die before they are able to bring him down, or is able to attack essentially to use its element, I guess, against him, it's like you're done. You have to stop and retry again, and it takes forever. Like this one, I don't know how people have the patience for this. This is out of control. Like, I'm already like over 100 turns in. Anything over 100 turns I get super annoyed with, because that's just like, it seems like it's way too much. And if it's about 100 turn for 1/5, it's like close to 500 turns, if not more, because not all of your characters will hit as hard as FC Anna, because she hits really hard, and Ramsey doesn't hit hard at all. FC Anna's Judgment Day doesn't hit as hard. So I don't think I was able to even break out of Blizzard. It took me a really long time until I said screw this, and let's see what else is out there. But just take a look. Hit super hard, super annoying. Oof. And FC Anna almost died. You know what? It almost wouldn't matter if she did die, but it kind of does because you kind of need her for Rara, for nature later on. But right now she's utterly useless once she breaks through her cycle, and or rather her turn to attack. So you're essentially like every character is like soloing him for 1/5 of its HP. But when it's Blizzard's turn, that's where I'm kind of stuck at. So any advice or any tips for the Blizzard or the Ice or whatever it is, like element, would be greatly appreciated because FCN, it takes too long. You're just bouncing back from heals to damage to heals to damage, or heals and then auto like regular attack because you don't have enough mana because you're not getting hit as much as you would like, and it kind of sucks. Like, no joke, sucks. And everybody else is just full on mana essentially up until then, and they're kind of useless. Like, useless. And then I was like, screw it, I'm switching over. So I switched over to, what is it, the other one, the first one, the one on the farthest right. So this particular one, I read that you could beat it fairly quickly if you burst. So I ended up getting a burst team going on here. So I don't have the FC Iris Beach Summertime one for the battery, the mana battery. So I decided to go in with just this, and I could see why some people said on the comments that just pray for a crit, and it's absolutely true. So I fought this a couple times, probably like 3 times or so, and I either didn't get a crit, I got a miss, and I'm like, what the shit? And then you're kind of just like screwed, and you're just screwed pretty hard, and then you have to like do it all over again. You get so close, and then you die, because every time she goes, her AoE is insanely strong. So it's either going to one-shot your entire team, or pretty much kill off like your team, except for like FC Yana, who is pretty decked out. She's pretty strong. So it's tough, man. It's you kind of just have to pray for a crit. So my first time, I was like, oh wow, this is fairly easy. Every character is doing some damage, and then when she goes, it's like, oh, die. It's like, what the shit? It's like, oh man. So then you have like a shit squad left, and the less characters you have, of course, the less damage you're gonna do in between your turn and their turn. And their turn hurts like a lot. It's like an insta kill for certain people, or you could get lucky and either dodge it or block it, and you're able to survive another round. But by that time, you just ran out of like your burst. You don't have enough, so you need to burst and be lucky and hopefully get a burst crit all the time. Like that one, that would have been perfect if everybody else crit as well too, and then you're dead. It's like you know, you don't have enough. So you could try your best and hope that you either dodge, block, or crit. That seems to be her thing, and it's not as bad as that Mahar Spirit, because he was just taking forever. Like, I would rather know and die and fail in less than 100 turns than have to deal with a mission where it's like 500 turns, if not more, or give or take. I would think it's probably like that. So this is round 2, and round 2, I believe it's another fail as well too. It's like yeah, so it's finicky. Like, they'll dodge, or you'll just won't get a crit. But your crits, when they come, it's like it gives you that glimmer of hope. You're like, I could do this. I could do this in the quickness, and it's like, yeah, I got you. And when FC Anna burst, and when she crits, it's amazing damage. So this is like round 2. I think I do like a fail win, but it's kind of like, all right, nobody's really critting, and I believe this is a miss, and they dodge, and you're screwed. If any one of your character does not do damage or does not crit, you're pretty much wiped. Like, unless you're like ultra decked out and one of your character could take out like 50% of HP, maybe. But once she goes, you're like you better hope that your guys either block, dodge, or something like that, so that way you could live to maybe do something, some additional damage. Again, this is done without the mana battery of the summertime event for FC Iris. So I am doing it without that particular unit, just to show you guys that it is possible, and that's a solid, I believe, 250 cess just by doing it. And I think it's absolutely worth a try, because you don't really like you shouldn't really care about your levy stones, because there's so many ways to get it. Just by staying logged in for an hour, you get like a shitload of it, and converting your friendship to levy stones, you get a shitload out of it. Even those like PvP battles, if you those honor medals or medal of honor or whatever it is that it's called, you get levy stones. So there's tons of ways to get levy stones. So I would say give each one of these a try. Depending on your team composition, you may be better suited, like I was, to do this burst method to get my 250 for the day, which is much better than spending like an hour or even more on the other one. And that is what you want to see. You want to see crits. And for whatever reason, it took me only 3 tries to get so lucky with crit and crit. Like those two right there, I knocked down like what is it, the spirit of Maggie, or into like almost nothing. So this is pretty good. So yeah, so this one was a definite win. So crit and not crit, which is okay. And then the final hit of Judgment Day just finishes her off, and that was a win. So Balthury, along with FC Anna, those two like did a fantastic job setting it up for the victory. So that is a solid 250 right there, and it's a lot easier. I would say if you have a burst team, go for it. You don't need the mana battery FC Iris to do it. You just have to be lucky enough to get some crits, and make sure that you keep trying or keep at it. So that is the Abyssal Path number 5 in Yupir's Labyrinth. And yeah, Sky Path with Mahar, wasting my fucking time. I absolutely did not want to do that at all. And I was like, screw it, I'm going to look for something else. So I did, and I was fortunate enough to look and found this method, which was so much quicker. So now that we have an additional 250, we are going into summoning mode. I may just make it, let her run, and I will do so. So again, with your dispatch, and if you're leveling up your 1-star or 2-star guys, whatever, you get more of these scrolls and polishes, and it's every 5 hours. It's definitely worth it. So I highly suggest that you guys level up your low level characters as well too. And I'm still in the process of doing all of them. Just do it, man. Like, more for the same amount of time is definitely worth it. So I would say give it a go. Don't like why not? Why wouldn't you want to level those guys up? You use them like almost every day for dispatch, so I would say give it a go. So let's do some polls now that we have enough for a singular poll. And yeah, so let's see if we could get the Summer Festa Fate Core Iris. So I was just doing a little cancel and cancel and cancel, and we'll see what we get here. So it is ridiculously good pull. I just have to do a spoiler on it. So here we go. So the polling, I decide to let it run until you get to the skip screen, and yeah, and the first one I get is a faded. So it's not a fade core, but it's a faded Emma. So here she is. I think she's not maxed out just yet, so that's good. So it's not going to waste, and we'll just keep on pulling over here, or at least we're still on the boat, which is nice. So it's always the that moment when you get a legendary and you come to this screen where like, shit, if I click confirm, will it kick me off the boat, or will I continue to be on the airship another round? And it's that, to me, I think it's the most like heart pounding moment, rather than the the guy stepping aside and like tossing his like cloak over his shoulders and revealing who they are. So like this right here is like whatever, but then when you get a bam, like a fake core, and then you get trolled. So I got myself a Baelish here. So I do not have a fake core Baelish. So like I thought I was gonna be done with the banner, but I'm like, you know what? At least it's a fake core that I don't have. So fake core Baelish is a pretty good dark. Like I do like the the ability to like break multiple with the damage over time as well too. So that was pretty good. And I was still on the airship after getting a faded Emma, a fake core Baelish, and then yeah. So all in all, that was a pretty good pull. But again, like every time you hit that confirm button, you don't know if you're gonna get kicked off or not. But that was a really good set right there. So yeah, not too not too sad, but it would have been nice to have the FC Iris on my 10th pull. But you know what? We still have till tomorrow to get another set of pulls, just because of the arena, or the weekend rather. Like we should get our arena rewards, and that will give us another 1,000 or so like cess. And I still would like to finish up some more old school stories, because I think that's another 800 cess. So that's at least 2 pulls that I could do for free. And then there's the new chapter as well too, that is yielding pretty good amount of cess, just the beginning, midway point, and the completion of. So I haven't had the opportunity to really invest much time into doing those, which I hopefully will be able to during the weekend. But yeah, that is the poll for today, along with the look of Yupir's Labyrinth. And I hope yeah, everybody have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and peace out.